I told my parents the truth and now they kicked me out. I always thought my family was something no storm could break. My parents, me, my younger sister, we seemed like a normal family, with the usual problems. But the truth I'd been hiding for years finally came out, and everything shattered. It happened one evening when my mom noticed something off about me. I always tried to be honest, but this part of me stayed beyond their understanding. After days of pressure and questions, I couldn't hold it in anymore. "I am not who you thought I was," I said, my voice shaking. The words flew out like a stone thrown into a still lake, breaking the surface. I told them about my orientation, something I had hidden for years, afraid of how they'd react. The silence that filled the room was heavier than any blow. My dad stood up, his face like stone. "You're not our son," he said sharply. Mom tried to say something, but the words got stuck. The next morning they told me to pack my things. "You have to leave," they said. And so began my fight. A fight not just against losing a home, but against broken trust and deep disappointment. The cold floor of my small apartment felt foreign, like a punishment for honesty. I hadn't just lost a roof over my head. I'd lost the people I thought would always be my refuge. Every message they didn't send, every call they refused to answer, echoed louder than any shout. I moved in with a friend, someone I barely knew well, but who didn't ask questions or judge. He had a tiny couch, 2 cats, and a fridge full of cheap beer. It wasn't home, but it was safe. Days blurred. Work became my escape. My job as a barista at a coffee shop was nothing glamorous, but the steady routine gave me something to hold on to. Customers' smiles and morning greetings became tiny doses of normalcy. One afternoon, my phone buzzed with a message from my sister. "Hey, can we talk? I miss you." My heart clenched. She was the only part of my old life that felt real. We met in a small park nearby. She looked nervous, eyes darting everywhere but at me. "I'm sorry," she said quickly. "I didn't know how to stand up to them. I hate what happened, but I want you to know, I love you." Tears welled up. For the first time in weeks, I felt a flicker of hope, but the wounds ran deep. Healing wouldn't be easy, and forgiveness wouldn't come overnight. Our conversations grew more frequent, cautious at first, then slowly more open. My sister became my lifeline, a bridge between the family I lost and the life I was trying to build. But the tension at home remained. I heard through mutual friends that my parents still refused to acknowledge me, pretending I'd vanished. One night she texted me frantic. "Mom's sick, hospital. They won't tell me much. Can you come?" I dropped everything. At the hospital, the sterile white walls felt suffocating. Seeing my mother frail, hooked to machines, was surreal. She looked at me, eyes filled with regret and something like fear. "I was wrong," she whispered. "I'm sorry." But apologies didn't erase months of silence or the pain of rejection. I stayed by her side, realizing that healing would take time, maybe years. That night, as I walked home alone, I realized that sometimes family isn't just blood. It's those who stand by you when the rest turn away. In the weeks that followed, I balanced hospital visits with work and rebuilding my own life. My parents' slow attempts at reconciliation were hesitant, awkward like strangers trying to relearn a language they once spoke fluently. One evening, my father called. "Can we meet?" he asked, voice quieter than I remembered. I agreed. We met at a quiet diner, the kind where no one knows your name. He looked older, tired, but there was an honesty in his eyes that hadn't been there before. "I've been a fool," he admitted. "I let fear and pride get in the way of loving my own son. I don't expect you to forgive me yet, but I want you to know I'm trying." I nodded, feeling the weight of years of hurt lifting just a little. "Let's take it one day at a time," I said. That was the beginning not of a perfect family, but of a new understanding, one built on honesty, pain, and the fragile hope that love, no matter how battered, could heal. Months passed. The distance between us slowly shortened, though the scars remained. I learned to set boundaries, and to protect my peace, while my parents learned to listen without judgment. My sister became a constant presence in my life, A reminder that love doesn't always follow the rules we expect. I found new friends who accepted me without conditions, creating a chosen family that healed my broken places. The hardest part wasn't losing my parents' immediate acceptance, it was learning to forgive them and myself. One evening as I sat alone, I thought about how far I'd come. The boy who once feared rejection was now standing tall. Rejection was now standing tall. I still carry the pain, but I also carry hope. And sometimes, that's enough. Did you ever think you'd rebuild your relationship with your parents? Answer: at first, no. I thought the damage was permanent. But time changes things, and so do people if they're willing. Question: how did your sister cope with everything? Answer: she struggled, caught between loyalty to our parents and her love for me, but she chose love. Question: what advice would you give someone going through rejection like this? Answer: you are not alone. Your worth is not defined by others' acceptance. Find your people, hold on to hope, and never lose yourself. If you like this video, please subscribe for more.